Let's go.
Here's Mr. Never doing anything wrong, Christopher Shays.
Shays to the rescue. Here we go.
Thank you, and Mr. Ranking Member, for beginning these hearings in 2005. I felt the initiation of these hearings were spectacular in the sense that we finally got Major League Baseball to wake up and the other sports as well. They originally refused to come in 2005, and they said, we don't have, we have our rules and requirements, but they're not in writing. We found out they were in writing. Then they said it was only a draft. We found it wasn't a draft. They said that the standard was tough, and we looked at it, and it was you were either suspended or fined, and it was 10 strikes and you were out. And so major improvements have happened since then. I think the value of the Mitchell report was that it said things were pervasive. But this was not a document where the players had been, for instance, tested. Is that correct? You had no test results of any players that had performance-enhancing drugs. Is that correct, Mr. Sheeler?
It's correct that we did not have any test results prior to 2005. In 2005, test results became public,
right,
but prior to that, we did not.
But my point is, most of these players, it's accusations, it's slips, and so on. I'm not suggesting where there's smoke, there isn't fire.
Sure.
But this is not a document that sends people to jail. And my recollection of Mr. Mitchell's report was he was saying, we got a problem, we need to clean it up, and to start to go back and see about who you prosecute and so on. And his judgment, I think, was, you'd be going down in a wrong direction. So now we have a player here.
Got a question here, Shays?
There were 89 players. One player is here. And he's here because everyone in this audience knows he is the icon in baseball. He's what brings all these cameras and all those people out there, in my judgment, were lining up like you're going to a Roman circus, seeing the gladiators fight it out. And so my view of this hearing is this isn't where it's at. It's not where it's at. I mean, for you, Mr. Clemens, it's where it's at because it's your life. For you, Mr. McNamee, I believe some of what you say, but, it depends when. I view you as a police officer who was a drug dealer. And when I read your comment, to put it in context, the issue of steroids and performance-enhancing drugs in baseball was starting to pick up steam in 2000. While I liked and admired Roger Clemens, I don't think that I ever really trusted him. Maybe my years as a New York City police officer had made me wary. What a strange comment.
If the players didn't ask, I
read that comment, and I think maybe a police officer would have made you not want to be a drug dealer. But instead, it made you be wary of
a drug dealer.
But I just had that sense that if this ever blew up and things got messy, and they're pretty messy, aren't they, Roger would be looking out for number one. Well, that's understandable. He's going to look out for himself. I viewed the syringes and evidence that would prevent me from being the only fall guy. So congratulations. You're not the only fall guy. Congratulations.
I understand your concerns, but as far as your comment about a drug dealer, I only did what players asked, and it was wrong.
Mr. McNamee, you are a drug dealer. You may in the
That's your opinion.
Shut up.
No, it's not my opinion. You were dealing with drugs.
Okay.
You were dealing with illegal drugs. Tell me as a police officer how that isn't not being a drug dealer.
That's your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion. I'm asking you to tell me. Tell me how it's legal to do illegal things and you not call it what you were. You were dealing in drugs, weren't you?
Dealing in them, yes.
Were they legal drugs?
No, they weren't.
Thank you.
Will the gentleman yield? I certainly think you would agree that the players that asked him for drugs were also dealing with an illegal...
I'm reclaiming my time. That's a good point. If you had 89 players here, I'd feel a lot better about this hearing. But we just have one.
Would the gentleman yield?
I'd be happy to yield.
Just one more.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing about Shays. I'm going to go out of my way in November. Out of my way. We're going to get him the hell out of Connecticut. Okay, we're going to get Himes in there. I don't know anything about Himes. I'll learn something about him. Shays got to go. He this is the second time now at these hearings. He's done a terrible job. He's lecturing. He's calling this McNamee a drug dealer, which he isn't. He's giving Clemens a complete pass. Never asked Clemens a tough question. Gave us this long song and dance about how he and the great Congress is the one who got baseball a big Conseco got baseball a drug program. Not Congress. Conseco on 60 Minutes in 05, which got everybody's attention, is the reason why we got a 50 and 100 and 150 game suspension for baseball. And anybody who follows us knows that. Conseco woke up everybody's eyes.
If you go back to that first thing, Shays was lost.
Lost.
We were making fun of Shays. He didn't even know what was going on at that hearing.
Lost. And then today he's preaching to McNamee and letting Clemens get off the hook.
I tell you.
He's a disgrace. All these Republicans.
The partisanship today was almost unfathomable. It was really that crazy. It really was.